There must be some kind of way out of here. Said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. There's this man named Drink My Wine. Vomiting my earth. None of them along the line know what any of it's worth. No reason to get excited. The thief he kindly spoke. There are many among us who feel that life is but a joke. But you and I, we've been through that, and this is not our fate. So let us stop talking falsely now. The hour's getting late. All along the watchtower, voices kept their view, while all the women came and went, and barefoot servants too. And outside in the cold distance, a wild captive crowd. Two riders were approaching. The wind began to howl. Yeah. No reason to get excited. The thief he kindly spoke. There are many here among us who feel that life is but a
Hello.
joke. But you and I, we've been through that, and this is not our fate. So let us stop talking falsely now. The hour is getting late.
It is. And it's taken me almost 3 minutes to get set up the way I should have been before I started. But, you know, I got some of that song that way. That's a shout out to all my Battlestar people. Because they speak the same memetic language I do. At least, they've been exposed to it. Of course, that's owned content because your programming is not your own. What? Oh, wait. I wanted to see this. At least see how long it was. Can it? Let's find out.
I know what you want. Oh, sure, they may have tried to separate us, but what we have is too strong. It's too powerful. I mean, after all, we shared everything, you and I. I told you my deepest, darkest secrets. I showed you exactly what people are capable of. I shocked you with my honesty, but mostly I challenged you and made you think. And you trusted me, even though you knew you shouldn't. So we're not done, no matter what anyone says.
I didn't plan that.
And besides, I know what you want. You want me back. Of course, some believed everything and had just been waiting with bated breath to hear me confess it all. They're just dying to have...
This is going to be good. I'm just going to drop the link so you can watch all of it. And that way, that wasn't enough owned content to see. If you let them see you're using it, they know you're using it. their own content. But if you do it small enough, you can sneak it by. Hi, algorithms, please don't smite me. You know, dropping the link for the people watching this. There's a section in the description that said links to be featured clips we placed here. I'm placing them on there. It takes seconds to save, and then that happens. So let's focus on what I called this episode. Yes, be the change. Memetics, recursion, iteration. So we're gonna go over those three things at the end, at some point. But first, be the change. What do I got right there? Nothing. It just stays there. That's weird. Simple recursion will come up later. That's gonna be based on the history. So, be the change. Um, that's one of those trite things that, like, but a trite thing is usually something that needs to be unpacked, right? So, it's like, you ask me a big question, here's a trite saying. And if you ever unpack it, that the answer to your question is in there. It's like a fireball. Hadouken, right? Okay, so, here's how you shovel, okay? You shovel with a simple recursion. And like, so, in, let's say that, excellent content is gold, okay? You dig in, put your hands together, do a simple recursion, and then filter out the crap, and you have the gold, okay? So, like, there's entire seasons of House of Cards, and that is a piece of gold that somebody dug in with their hands, went through, pulled out, showed you. That's what makes it gold, is that they pulled it out of the mountain, or fished it out of the ocean, or so something that's stuck. Here, let's open another one and lag us out. Am I showing this? It's still showing, but that's weird. Oh, it's under window capture instead of Chrome. That's what's up. Good to know. What do I look for? No, Deadwood. Hardware store. So there was a show on HBO. It's got a lot of great folk in it. See if I can use this piece.
All right. Excuse me, fella.
Mr. Swearingen.
Yeah, that's right.
Saul Starr.
Seth Bullock.
Rent on lot 4.
Lot 4? The hardware boys, huh? Yeah, want to buy you fellas a drink?
So Saul Starr, and I don't remember what he said his name was. Our dear Al Swearingen. Oh, this show. But they set up a hardware store. That's the important part, because that's kind of what the change I want to be in the world. So me showing you that is part of me being that.
How's business on that lot? Hell of a spot, isn't it? Any more foot traffic, you'd have to call it a riot. Now, I'm turning back slow. Nothing in hand but this whiskey bottle. Well, I heard you're not a man. I want mistaken my intentions.
Who says that? I'd like to ask him what they mean.
That fella drew on Seth this morning.
Never heard that.
Seth.
No one mistook his intentions.
Let's leave it all alone.
Seth as in Seth.
I am stupidest when I try to be funny.
I'm stupidest when I try to be funny. God, I love that guy. Anyway, so basically, it's a law dog and his Jewish buddy go to Deadwood to set up a hardware store because there's a giant gold rush going on, and they're smart enough to know that when there's a gold rush, you want to be a shovel salesman. Yeah. So that's a simple recursion through, like, what. Like, I looked over there and I saw this whole Deadwood series, and I saw something shiny, and here I have dug it out for you to see. So you don't have to go watch the whole thing to see the good part. But the important part is that everybody who also has seen it, like, understands what I meant so much deeper than some of you that have never seen it before. And that's important somehow. I don't quite remember. However, I'm moving on to the standard recursion because what I'm trying to do is to teach people how to do the parts I don't want to do anymore. It's a matter of corpus callosum, okay? Corpus callosum, due to etymology. Um, it's they say it's actually an inhibitive structure because otherwise the right side of your brain would just blow the brain out of your left hemisphere. But so like it's the filter. It filters what can make it through from one side to the other, and that's what we do in communication as well. Like I try to communicate something, and then there's the filter of all the hardware and stuff. And then when it hits you, it's your filter of understanding also filters it. So all that between us is a version of the corpus callosum in your brain, because as above, so below. Going meta is going, it's like upper level and self-referential. Is really what meta means. Like, and the best way it's ever been summed up is, I'm so meta, even this acronym, because it's self upper level and self-referential. Okay, so there we have speed of change, a little bit of memetic. Okay, another little bit of memetics. Memetics. Um, monkey see, monkey do. Like Nathan's show Lift the Veil, as like the format is the meme. And so like when I first stepped out trying to do it, I saw this guy shoveling, so I tried to shovel. And I tried to shovel in the same way he shovels because, it clearly works. Otherwise I would never have seen him. So like monkey see, monkey do, that's a meme. A meme is just like transferable. It's just a way things transfer. It's like language, but without the corpus callosum. It's through the eye hole communication network or something. And then iteration. Like, if I make it easy, you can distinguish an iteration of my show between like the first pilot episode and this thing. Um, the difference being is like, I don't know. What's a hard fork in a Bitcoin versus before and after? When does something officially become a new iteration other than when it is treated as if it is a new iteration? Like, I had a great comment from from Wasai. He said, please goose my 2019 volume so he can properly appreciate my golden throat textures, which to me came across as by a microphone, but yeah, I don't know. And then I asked, there's chat, you can see, um, broken iteration. So the official 2019 iteration won't start until 2019, clearly, but I mean that's a measure. We can distinguish one iteration from another iteration. Another way that we can recognize an iteration is through recursion. You've certainly seen TV series, and for your benefit, they do a recursion at the front of what was on the previous episodes. So, like, I'm about to do a simple recursion, as promised, of my watch history from the last little bit. Let's do that now so I can be done with the presentation portion. So, as with when you look at something, you want to, you're looking for the shiny bits. So, like, that's a shiny bit, but it's new. I didn't actually watch that, so that's a lie. I just, like, because it comes on my phone, I can't see who the guest is unless I click through, which is probably by design. Um, my vape pen is out, so I ordered from these guys. They had a nice video, but that's not worth your time. That's a guy who was going over vape pens, why they sucked. It's me watching my own stuff from last night. I didn't actually watch that. Like autoplay does some stuff. This guy looked interesting, but I haven't really. I didn't really watch it. See, but you can recurse with me.
Winter Wonderland. And the reason I wanted to go here is to try and just test my resistance to various hypnotic techniques.
That sounds like fun. So yeah, I don't.
Because if you ask me,
where's my connection? Son of a... You're ruining my show connection. Let's save you some bandwidth. Yeah, so you can do your own recursion by going through your own watch history and cleaning out the clutter. Didn't watch much of that. Listen to most of that. It was kind of creepy. Like I said. Oh, this was fun last night. You can see the rabbit hole I fell down. I want to show you that too. That's cool. Dang it. That's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, it was. This one. This is what sent me down the rabbit hole. Now see, there's 8 minutes here, but I'm going to show you the part that matters to me and, you know, pull that out of the recursion. 20 seconds.
And we haven't had decent weather to work and experiment with this, learn it more. But
oh, the suspense is killing me. Here they come.
whoa, did you see that wave? Man.
And so, after, oh, I'm going to grab that link for you guys.
Probably about the same height up, about 22.
No.
Let me declare that everything's
Recipe
set.
history. What's the matter with you? Here's the bad. See, whenever we design the or find the better replacement for YouTube, like history management controls would be nice. It's I mean it works, but it's very simple. Did I clip that for you? Anyway, you can Google it if I didn't. Alright, I was dropping this for you before I clear the clipboard. Yeah, that's another cool thing about Twitch is they have the active clipping thing. So if you're watching something cool while you're, like right after you see it, you go, oh, that's worth clipping. They got the button built in. I Twitch probably more than here because it's a bigger stage, I guess, on YouTube. And so it makes it, and that, back to the recursion, I dove into a couple of Crow 77 stuff and he's pretty cute. I didn't really watch that. That's a lie. So there, that's a simple recursion, simply put. Whoa, now you get to see that. Okay. Well then, see nothing. So that's a simple recursion. You can going through your watch history, pulling out the good stuff. You can do your own little recursion, and then you have a tiny little piece of gold. And if you want to go through the giant hassle of like running it through Lightworks or your